You know, say run her down in her house and chop her up and then chop her up
GJB.
on her ass, then chop her in her back and then slice her throat and then light the house and push the child through the window, give
GJB.
somebody though and thing. And then him hiding at the bushes when everybody come there and attack and everybody has said this and I
GJB.
said that. Him there in the bushes and hide and then he come out and put his hand in the air and surrender himself to the police them and go on his knee. Big pussy hole, make he never go kill himself.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The picture that you see on the screen is of a lady. Unfortunately, that lady lost her life at the hands of her husband. However, there's also a video that accompanied this picture. In that video, which I cannot show because of YouTube's policy against violence and graphic nature videos, she was seen being placed in a body bag by Madden or Dovecats. Her body was pretty much crispy. Based on information, it is said that after the husband did his deeds, wrong deed, evilous deed, he then set the house ablaze with her in it. She was pretty much gone, I think, I am assuming, don't know the intricate details. However, based on the video evidence, she was definitely gone. Now, people, when we think about what is going on in Jamaica, a lot of times people lose their life randomly. A lot of times it is at the hands of friends turned enemy. And unfortunately, a lot of times it is at the hands of persons that you once was in love with. Love turned sour, love turned deadly. It seems as if such is the case in this case. People like me say, when it comes to Jamaica, people have a whole bunch of anger management problem and they think that whenever there's any sorts of problem, instead of getting a therapist, instead of counting to 10, instead of talking it over, people always resort to violence. And we see where this violence led. This lady unfortunately lost her life. Was there any sorts of sign of violence of this man? People, I think, more than likely. Sometimes people feel as if they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. It is hard to start over. But I am here to tell you it is better to start over from square one behind the eight ball than to keep going on in this toxic relationship because more than likely it is only going to get from bad to worse. And it does not get any sorts of worse than your significant other taking you out in such a brutal way. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, the police are acting swiftly, they are acting fatally. I am speaking about an incident that took place on Friday at Hart Street intersection in Montego Bay, where at least 7 persons were conned up. One lost his life on the spot, the next one was battling for his life. In the hospital, succumbed to his injuries. Fast forward, Westgate St. James again. The police got information that some men associated, linked to that shooting, were on the premises. Acting on those intelligence, the police went to the premises. Based on the police, you know the script, cliche script. They came under immense fire, returned immense fire. After the smoke cleared, at least 3 of the 5 that was in that house lost their life. They recovered 2 tools. I want you to take a listen, take a look to what the Deputy Commissioner of Police, his name is Lincoln Edwards, has to say about the shooting. And then I'll give my piece.
It was our intention to take these men into custody. We were armed with our search warrant, but they had other ideas. And as such, we want to encourage men with guns, surrender your guns or surrender yourself to the police when they come take into custody. We also want to reassure the citizens of this community and many other communities in and around St. James that we are determined to make St. James one of the safest parishes in Jamaica. And so far, we have been getting the support from all decent law-abiding citizens, and we want to encourage them to stand behind us because we intend, with our vested interest, all of us, to ensure that this parish remains safe and criminals will understand that there's no safe nowhere in St. James for them.
So, people, you heard what the DCP said. He is going to make St. James great again, just like Chumps is going to make America great again. St. James won't be any safe haven for a criminal. And worse, if you do not follow the protocol, you are going to be taken out. Do not ever challenge the police, because we've seen the recent history. We've seen that Dr. Blake and his friends' special operation, they are not playing no kind of sankey, no sing so. So when you do the maths and check the ratio, we see that the police is batting, getting them out, the gunmen, 100%. In this case, 5 persons were allegedly at the building, at the premises. 2 of them take for themselves. The other 3 were taken out the right and proper way by the police. Now, people, when that incident took place on Hart Street on Friday, which is 3 days before this incident, I said that there was a license plate on that Axia that was said to be the getaway vehicle. I said that person that called the police giving information, say a XYZ, and the police were acting on that information. Very importantly in this case, for persons that think that they live in a gated community, which this was a gated community, and the choppers, the gunmen, are infiltrating, infesting these premises. I want you to take a listen, take a look to what a concerned citizen had to say as it pertains to these gated community, and then I'll give my piece.
Is it safe to come inside the gated community? I know say enough people now go like me when I talk, You see me? I see this coming long time, You see me? And I done tell on a long time, sir. You see, the people that want Airbnb and a rent house, them not business about nobody else. Them think about the money what them want. And I them sitting here. Hey, I see this coming long time, Remember me tell you, anybody want to eat me and come shoot me, them come kill me. You see me? But me see this coming long time. And this is a gated ghetto. This is a gated ghetto. You see me? Because them don't care about who them want. Hey, me tell you, You see from day one, this, anybody I rent anywhere, the board should have a whole lot to do with it. To decide who are coming at the scheme, check out them background and everything. But because of the love of money, and most of the people them are Airbnb and rent the place, none of them are living at the scheme, so them have business blowing up me, And I tell you, you think none start yet, worse to come. Worse than this I got come. I'm in a business who are vex and who are like me when me talk. Me I tell you, so anyhow, this renting thing and this Airbnb thing and a shuffle up. Because enough of them, enough criminal, and do Airbnb and come hide in the damn scheme. And come hang out in the scheme. Enough criminal and rent place in the scheme. Because the background I check out and them have them their money to spend. The homeowner them just grab the money. Because them is just a greed for money. They don't care about nobody because enough of them don't live there.
So people, you heard what that man had to say. His experience, he is echoing the sentiments of a lot of persons that buy house, whether it is investment property or just a safe space, whether them live locally or overseas. Either way, the police got the intelligence information and they track down, run them down, and gun them down. But it speaks of a problem that exists in Jamaica. These criminals, especially the choppers that are making lucrative money, big money, beaucoup cash from the scamming, they might invest their money in hiding themselves, looking for safe spaces. So I say this to say that if you intend to rent people property on Airbnb, it is hard for you to vet these people because you just don't know. Once they sign up and they fit the criteria, identification, or whomever, and sometimes they are using friends, people that probably don't even know that they are criminal, and whenever they go in there, if you are a resident or you are a neighbor, you could be caught in a crossfire. So therefore, you cannot be penny wise and pound foolish. A lot of times, based on complaints that I've gotten, a lot of people that rent out them place to these chopper, they regret it. No sorts of money can make up for the damages, meaning mentally and everything that these people do. So at the end of the day, the police got rid of 3 menaces to society, suspect in the takeaway of 2 persons and the shooting of 7 people on Hart Street, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, continuing on the theme that the police is batting 100%. In a place known as Top Lincoln, that is in Grangeville, that is in Westmoreland, the police blaze up, take out at least 3 persons. 15-year-old Malcolm, a student, and 25-year-old Baron, known as Budadup. We're going to call him Bad Cooley. Based on the information again, police acting on intelligence went into the era. When they went into the era, we all know the cliche script. They came under fire, they returned immense fire. After the smoke cleared, the boardhouse was riddled with all sorts of con. People get boiled, people get grilled, people get blazed up. 2 identified Malcolm, 15-year-old, and 25-year-old Baron, Bad Cooley, Budadup, them call him. From you hear the name Budadup, you know exactly what it means. This youth is a shatter. This youth was said to be out on condition of bail for a 2023 murder. This youth, again, is said to be linked to the guns for drugs trade. So this youth was no altar boy by any stretch of the imagination. Stone cold, stark criminal element. Both of them brother and brother-in-law. As a matter of fact, the 15-year-old student is said to be on suspension. He should go back to school, and should is the operative word, because you and I know that that is now very, very impossible. The next person is an unidentified man. That means that nobody knows who he is at this point. So based on Mr. Barron's criminal history, wanted for murder in a guns for drugs trade. But what makes it even worse, this is a reprisal by the police. A reprisal by the police for the first murder that took place. Based on the information, it is said that the premises in which this shootout allegedly took place is an era in which a man lost his life. He was the first victim in a Westmoreland for 2025. He recently had his burial, meaning final send-off. So the police appropriately applied the pressure. The police seems as if they were going to wait until that man get buried, and then they were going to make preparation for the burial of these 2. Based on what residents in the area are saying, we don't know these people. We know, sir, we see some people show up, and then the police show up and show out and took them out of here. I want you to take a listen, take a look to what the residents said about these young men, unknown gunmen. And especially, I want you to listen what a friend or family member of the grandfather of the young youth, the scholars that lost his life, had to say. How much or how dependent that grandfather is of these 15-year-old or that 15 or 16-year-old scholars. And then I'll give my piece.
Me come off of my bed. When me come off of my bed, me go off in my room and me whisper to him, say, Crystal, you gunshot up there, so one heap of gunshot me a hear. You frightened? Me never so frightened, but me kind of afraid. So me stay one place, you know, walk up and down my house.
When I mean come from my bed and sung in my chair, I can't comfortable in a bed. I mean, I know what you know? I lie down in my house and just listen. You see me? It's stressing one way. So we don't know who them and police kill them and get gun off of them. We don't know who them that come from. Me a friend, me a family around here. Most of the family me have around here.
Feel sad. Much up because right now we don't even eat from morning. You just want, you know, you want to drive from morning just to find a spot. Can't find a spot. I know. Go a daily. Can't get to identify him same way. Right now, I don't know grandfather man is down there. My grandfather can't see him again. No children to cook a food game again. Nothing.
So him take care of him grandfather?
I look after his grandfather food and every little bit send out of him.
So people, follow the story. Man lose him life, get overthrown out of his house, was buried on Saturday. These youth got blazed up on Monday. Reprisal in every sense of the word by the right people. They came under fire, returned fire. Open and closed case. It should have been a closed casket. No need for Indicom to investigate, but they will. You hear the other man say, well, it's a good youth as far as we know, but there's a thing that is called what you don't know is bigger than you. Unless, of course, you're monitoring these people on CCTV, you don't know their motive, you don't know the double life that they live. And the fact that one, the younger one, are both of them brother-in-laws. More than likely, the young youth was influenced by the older one, known notorious criminal, meaning bad coolie, booted up. So therefore, him feel like him not supposed to be at school anymore. Him left school, well, he got suspended, he had to go. Suspended for a little while. He was heavily influenced by his brother-in-law. He wanted to be a part of the fast life, and we saw exactly what happened with that fast life. It sends you to the afterlife. Moral of the story is this, youths out there. Maybe it was good, maybe badness paid, maybe crime paid before. However, this is the wrong time to be involved in crime because the police, they are not giving you an opportunity. That simply means they are not allowing you to pass go. They are not allowing you to collect $200. They are not allowing you to take the case to court. They are taking you out being the judge, the jury, and most importantly, legal executioner. Such is the case in this case, point blank and period.